Yo, back at you with another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. What's going down? What's going on out in these streets? What's going on out in these streets? I'm in the ATL, but not for long. Not for long, man. Not for long. It's official, like a referee with a whistle. My time is short. My time is short. And I'm out of here. I am out of here. Another what? Week or two, I'll be out of here. Just got to be packing up all my shit. Right about now, I'm getting my shit together. That's it. Salute to the no saluting, but departed the ATL. That's what I'm gonna say when I leave. Yep. It's time to move on for bigger and better things in life. You did? That's what this thing is really all about. You gotta always be looking to get better. See, your life should be like this, like an incline. You know how a plane go up at the airport? You seen planes go up. Should be going up like that. Your life should always be getting better. Aim high, like the Air Force. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how your life should be. Now, if your life is stagnant, like a straight line, like when somebody's about to die, that's not good there. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're going downward, oh no, that's not good. See, I know a lot of people like their whole life is like flatline. And they cool with that. Until something happens. Until something happens. And they'll be like, oh man, shit, man, I didn't know I got to pay for all that. Hey man, you said you were cool. I came to you 10 years ago. You said you good. Oh, okay, yeah, shit. Until something happens. That's when they have to do something. They're forced to do something. That's when most people change up. It shouldn't have to be that way, but that's how most people are. That's how most people are. Unfortunately. You leaving the A? Yep. I'm out of here, buddy. I'm out of here. It's time to go, bro. Been there for 10 years. It's time to go. You're right. In life, under the law of life, is you're either growing or you're dying. You got that right. My parents used to tell me that. If you're growing or you're dying. There's no neutral position. Some people try to be in that position. They flatline. They'll be like, nah, we good. They don't want to do anything new or nothing different. Yep. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Until when? Until it stops working. Most people are like that. they just barely making it, basically. Until something happens. and they have to do something different, that's when they'll do something different. See, I'm the opposite way of thinking. I like to do things. I like to stay ready so I don't have to get ready. I like to be on the offense, not the defense. That's my way of thinking. And maybe my way of thinking comes from being in the military or how I was raised. I'm not sure. But I know I've always been a forward thinking person. I've always been that way. Now smash the like button. Share the video. Yeah, I've always been a forward thinking person. I've always been the type of person that's willing to think for himself and not let outside influences dictate my decision making. I've always been that way. It's not new. If you want to ask anything, man, just click the link. I just put it in the show notes. So I've always been the type of person, I don't take where everybody say and come to a conclusion based on what other people think. I'll see what people are doing sometimes, and I'll have the facts, cause and effect, consequences, if there is any, and then I'll base all of that information on my decision. Why? Because I'm going to have to live with that, the decision that I make. I'm going to have to live with it. Nobody else is going to have to live with the decision that I make. You know? You got to pay the cost to be the boss. And see, at the end of the day, you're in charge of your life. You're the boss. No one else is going to be responsible for your livelihood. Sure, you can try to act like somebody else is responsible for your livelihood, but you're going to end up suffering. That's how it is. And it's always been that way, too. It's not new. People just don't want to take responsibility. That's all it is, because they don't want to have to make decisions. They don't want to have to make tough decisions. Because if it goes bad, they got to own that. They got to take that. And that's what most people don't want to take. If things goes well, sure, they'll be like, yeah, this is what I did. When things don't go so well, that's where the rubber meets the road. They'd be like, man, I don't know, man. It was my mom. She told me to do it and it didn't work. You 35, 32, and you still listen to your mom? You 40, you still listen to your dad? Then on top of that, your parents are still giving you money at 40, 45, 50 years old. They're still giving you money. So you know what that means? If your parents are still giving you money, you got to listen to what they say, or else they're going to cut you off. Why? Because if they look at it, if you're not willing to do what they say, okay, you should be able to handle your own business now. And I understand that. That makes sense to me. That might not make sense to you, though. Or somebody that you know that's in a situation like that. Parents are still giving them money 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 years old. And then if you're a guy, and if you're a guy that's with a woman like that, or if you're a woman that's with a man like that, they got you all caught up into that nonsense that you don't even want to be involved in. You don't even know. You didn't even know nothing about it until they brought it to your attention. Because just because they're doing something that their parents want them to do, that don't mean you're gonna agree with it or want to do or even want to even think about doing it. And when you don't do what their parents want them to do, now they're upset at you. They feel a certain type of way about you. That's not a good position to be in. If you call yourself a man, you can't have somebody else's parents telling you what to do. I mean, it's one thing if your own parents try to tell you what to do is one thing. But if you got somebody else's parents trying to tell you what to do, god damn, that shit is complicated. I've met a woman like that in the past that was like that. This definitely ain't gonna work. Hey, your dad is cool and everything, but he knows just like I know that this shit ain't gonna last very long. Something's gonna have to give. It's either me or his decision making. Something's gonna have to give. And it was me. I had to leave. And that's usually how it goes too. And so I wasn't like surprised or caught off guard or anything like that. That's usually how it goes. If a woman has to choose between her parents and you, well, shit, you know she gonna use her parents every time, and that makes sense to me. You know, I got caught off guard from the aspect of I didn't know her dad was a control freak like that. That's the part I didn't know. But now that I found out, I had to make a decision. And am I gonna go along to get along? Or I'm gonna leave. So I chose to leave. And that was the end of that relationship. But actually, I made a conscious decision to leave her alone. But they ended up moving anyway. So it kind of made it easier on me. You know? It kind of made it easier on me. That's how it goes sometimes, man. Tough decisions have to be made sometimes. There's no way around it either. That's a part of manhood. It's hard being a man. Yeah, it is. I know. Hard being a man. It's hard being a man. This is why some guys rather not be men. They'd rather be something else. They'd rather be gay or something else. You know what I'm saying? Because being a man is hard. It really is. It has its challenges and it has its rewards as well. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. And I don't know if it's supposed to be easy. I'm not sure. You know, I never looked at it that way. This is just how I was raised. This is what I saw growing up. So I just took what I saw growing up and put some gasoline on top of it. That's really it, really. You know what I'm saying? And the good news is there's no end game. It keeps going. You keep getting better or worse. There's no end game. Well, unless you die. That's it. Until you die. That's really it. But as long as you're living, there's no end game. There's nobody that gets to the finish line of manhood and say, hey, this is the best I can do. No. Doesn't work like that. Some people try to work it like that, but no. No, don't work like that. And plus, I play the game to win. Short term, long term, it don't matter. I play the game to win. And see, some people have the I guess perception or belief or that you have to be some old cutthroat Iron Man, walking with iron fists, take charge, no prisoners, badass, fool, or whatever you want to call them, type of attitude. And they say, hey, this is the type of personality that wins. Not necessarily. Those type of guys are what some people might call alpha, the alpha types. But you got to be careful with that. Some of these guys, them alpha type dudes, they get used and abused. They get taken advantage of just like any other guy out here. So sometimes you got to be careful. Sometimes being an alpha, that's a sucker's game sometimes. See, some of these guys, like I said, they get used. Because, they got to be in charge all the time. See, I don't have to be in charge all the time. I can fall back from time to time. I don't have to be a supervisor on the job. I don't have to be in some form of leadership position all the time. I can fall back. Hey, I can assist, help out, but I don't have to be in charge all the time. You got to be careful with that, because I've seen plenty of dudes get used, and when they were done with them, they got kicked out, kicked them out their own company. They got fired or whatever. Or if it's a woman, she'll use him up until she have a replacement, and the next guy is the guy that she really wanted to be with in the first place. The next guy is the guy that get her panties wet. But the first guy was the guy that was a good provider. So you got to be careful with that. That's why I said being an alpha dude is a sucker's game sometimes. There's a balance, There's a balance there. Let's see. Most parents. Oh, here. Excuse me. Most parents like that train their kids to rely on inheritance. What's sad, most kids don't realize the parents' money is actually hindering their growth. Yeah, that happens a lot. I think kids that haven't experienced any struggle or It don't necessarily got to be struggle. It can just be if things were handed down, or if the kids didn't have any type of pushback, if everything was kind of smooth sailing for them, so to speak, those kids usually end up soft and weak. And a lot of those kids get coddled because when they're around their family is one thing. Once they leave the nest and they get a rude awakening. See, because the world don't see you like your family see you. That's so a lot of kids get coddled like that. Ain't no different than a guy that's coming from another country. When he comes over here, let's take a guy that's from South America. Let's say he's from Colombia, Peru, it don't even matter. Let's say he's from South America, right? He comes up here to North America. He don't really know what the hell he's getting himself into. All he know is what he heard from his friends, and what he saw on television, in movies, or whatever. It's very little info. And now it might seem like a lot of info, but no. All he thinks about is if he come to North America, he can make more money, and there's more opportunities up here for him. Free shit, basically. When they say more opportunities, that's free. That's free stuff. I don't got to start from scratch when I come here, because there's benefits to coming here. I just have to get here to take advantage of the benefits. See, where he came from, ain't a lot of that. See, this is a welfare country, corporate welfare. Ain't a lot of that. It's not like that in these other countries. So that's what people say. When people start talking about, oh, you got to take it, there's a lot of opportunities there, that means it's free stuff. That's all that means. Free stuff for somebody like me that's coming from where I'm from, whatever country that is. And this could be based on country, or it could be nation, language, religion, what else? What else they take advantage of? Could be company, could be a company thing, could be somebody that he knows. It's all kinds of ways, Could be a nonprofit, You just never know, man. It's all type of schemes people be running out here, man, when they come over here. And a lot of people be trying to figure out, hey, how the hell he did that shit within 5 years? The shit is the benefits are there. It's waiting. And most of it, you don't have to sign no papers. It's automatically. They automatically get it. And now some people will say, now these same people will say, I work hard. I work so hard. Maybe they did work hard compared to their standards, their way of thinking and living. Maybe they did. That's subjective, really. Now, maybe if I was to hang out with them for a week or two, maybe I would say he got it easy. He just don't know it. So that's kind of subjective. It's kind of like when you see a woman, you be like, oh, she's the most beautiful woman in the damn building. And that's subjective too. That's based on your preference, your taste. The next guy might look at the same woman and be like, she all right. Yeah, she all right. She's straight for the stroke. She's straight for the stroke. So it is subjective. That's the point I'm trying to make. But and check this out. I can go to some other country and have an advantage too, based on me having a U.S. passport, based on my nationality. Women would see me as different, exotic. And again, this is subjective too, because a woman in, let's say, somebody place like Brazil, Colombia, wherever, right? DR, a woman over there in these countries will look at me or you and be like, oh my gosh, he's so sexy. He's exotic looking, right? And they melt in the pants. Now, if you come back over here in America, you would be hard pressed to find a woman that feels the same way as a woman in Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Chile. Now, you might find one, but it ain't going to happen very often. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's all subjective. I mean, it's relative, but it's subjective based on the individual. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not mad at the people that come over here and take advantage. I'm not mad at all, because if I go where they from, I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking for the unfair advantage. Hey, I ain't hurting nobody. As long as I ain't hurting nobody. Oh well, shit. Now I ain't no parasite now. I ain't no damn parasite. But as long as I ain't hurting nobody, hey man, don't blame me, blame your government. Or blame the people that made the laws. That's all I got to say. You don't hate the player, hate the game. But a lot of people that come over here, they don't know what the hell they're getting into. And they get coddled, and when they get over here, they be like, oh, they get caught off guard. They fall into depression. They start smoking, drinking, using drugs, turn the house out. All kind of crazy shit going with a lot of these foreigners that come over here, man. I give you an example. We know there's a lot of double standards and isms and all that. We already know that what it is. Now, us, being that we're from here, well, I know my family's from here. I ain't no foreigner. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't no foreigner. My family ain't immigrants. But so being as that's the case, and I've been around the block, relatively speaking, right? And if I done work a whole bunch of jobs, corporate jobs, manual labor jobs, whatever, Now, I know on most of these jobs, it's going to be some bullshit over time. That's just what it is. This shit ain't really got nothing to do with me, and there's nothing really I can do about it. Yeah, can you report it? Yeah. Is something going to get done with it, about it? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe they'll cut you a check if you get an attorney, depending on how bad it is. If you got a legitimate case or whatever. Yeah, we know how that go, right? So with these jobs, I expect something to happen over time. I expect for something to happen. These foreigners that come over here, they don't think like that. They expect they're trying to fit in. They're trying to become a part of the system. And then when they start getting treated badly, then that's when they fall into depression, because they can't believe that this person on the job is treating me like this. I'm getting treated like a black person. That's what they be thinking. They might not say it like that, but that's what they thinking. They want to be a part of the status quo. They don't want things to work against them. They want to be a part of it. So when it doesn't work out that way, that's when they go into depression. Now, I've had conversations with a lot of these people, and you can't tell them nothing. They think they know more than me, even though I've been over here all my life. They think they know the secret. Whatever that is. They think they know something that I don't know. And they think that they've done something that I haven't done. I'm like, no, you haven't done anything that I haven't done. The shit you doing, I don't want to do. That's all. I don't want to do none of that shit you doing. And people say, well, you're taking our jobs. I don't want them damn jobs. I'm sorry. I'm not impressed with anything that they're doing when they get here. I'm just saying, I don't have nothing against anybody, but I'm not really impressed with anything that they do. And I'm not being arrogant. I'm just calling it how I see it. I call a spade, man. Mississippi in the house. What up? Call a spade, man. And smash the like button. Hey, I'll be back.
Relationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. If your woman doesn't submit to you, she ain't your woman. Now, I know this is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but if your woman is not submissive to you, I don't give a damn what nationality she is. I don't care if you live together. I don't give a damn if you're black, you're white. I don't give a damn if y'all the same nationality. I don't give a damn where you live at in the world. If your woman is not submissive to you, she ain't your woman. She belongs to the streets. She belongs to her job. She belongs to the pastor at that church she attends on every Sunday. She belongs to her friends that influence her to do dumb shit. She belongs to somebody else, but she doesn't belong to you. And I know this is hard, a harsh truth, and it's something that I had to face about 15 years ago. And it's one of the biggest problems that I had, because I used to think that you had to pander and negotiate and talk women into shit, but all that's bullshit. It really is. And a lot of women will try to run game on guys, because a lot of women want guys to protect them in some type of way. If that door fly open, or if some type of danger is coming towards her, first thing she does is look at the guy that's sitting next to her. So she wants protection, but at the same time, she doesn't want to take instructions from a man. She can't stand a guy telling her what to do. You know, so you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? Shit, there's some countries like Saudi Arabia and Dubai where women have to submit by law because those guys are in power. They run shit over there. So, you know, but living here in America, women, they pretty much do submit as they will. They just do what they feel like it. And that's the problem of living in the United States of America. Because women, if a woman does submit to you here, you don't know how long it's going to last. It could be 5 years, 10 years. But it works out well for us fellas, because if she gets out of pocket or does something that's unforgettable, you can get you another bitch. So it's all good. And by that time, in most cases, by the time she stops submitting to you, she's already up in age anyway. She's probably old. She's probably overweight. She probably doesn't look as attractive as she used to be. So sometimes it works out pretty well for some guys that I know. And I've lost friends because of like a lot of women, because they let their wives get up in their ears and tell them shit. And see, here's the deal. A woman should never have the authority to tell a guy what to do. A woman should never wear the pants in the relationship. You know, once a woman once women lead guys around, that's the beginning and the end of society as it is. You know, because women aren't supposed to play that position. They're out of line. You know, guys are born to lead. It's guys that's on the front lines. There's no women on no front lines, last I checked. But at the same time, women say, oh, I believe in equality and all that shit. Women can do just as better things as men. That's bullshit. Everyone has their position, and they supposed to play their position. But they want to go against nature. And a lot of women, they just want to get treated better than white guys in American society. They just want to take over the whole goddamn thing. They want to dominate guys. That's what that's really all about. It's really all about power. It's not about rights at all. It's not about public policy at all. That's just a game that a lot of women try to play. But there's always exceptions to the rule. Socially, if you're with a woman and if she doesn't submit to you, she ain't your woman. She belongs to the streets. And that's just how that shit is. She doesn't belong to you. Because if she belonged to you, you wouldn't have to beg for sex or negotiate for sex. You wouldn't have to talk her into doing anything. It just is what it is. I mean, right now, if I go to North Carolina and call up women that I've been knowing for years and say, hey, I'm in town, you know, where you at? I want to see you. They'll make time for me. They won't say, hey, I'm tired, or I don't know if I'll be able to make it. No, they'll make time. There's no such thing as I don't got time. That's bullshit. It really is. It took me a long time to figure this out. And I learned a lot by hanging around a lot of athletes and entertainers.
Yo, I'm back, man. I'd take a little break. And smash the like button. Share the video, man. It is something. This is very important, man. You got to play. You got to play to win, man. If you're not playing to win, there's no reason why you're doing whatever you're doing. Just don't do anything. Just stay home. Play it safe. And see how long that goes. That's not going to go well playing it safe. Not no more. That's over. This ain't the 80s and 90s no more. Where you can just play it safe, be passive, kiss ass. Them days is over. We saw that. We saw how that turned out doing well, we still in pandemic times, but let's say last year. We saw how that happened ended up for a lot of people last year. Depending on what state you live in. Playing it safe is the new risky. Yeah, that don't work as well as it used to. And relying on one thing is a recipe for disaster. And I've been saying this for a long time. I don't like relying on one thing. One of anything, no. I don't care what it is either. You name it. I don't care. One woman, one shoes, one car. No. One income. No. One place to live. No. Now, you name it. One of anything is a recipe for disaster. Because if you lose that one thing, whatever that is, now what? You got to start all over again. And I've been there 3 times. Damn. And boy, them times, let me tell you something, man. When you have to start all over again, oh, man. I've had to do that 3 times in my life. I'm talking about from scratch. From the bottom. No, I had no money. No money. No job. No woman. God damn. This is painful, man. No support system. No friends, really. Yeah, no friends. I've been there too. It happened in my 20s. Twice. It happened twice in my 20s. It happened once in my 30s. I learned my lesson the hard way. To not let this shit happen again. This shit ain't ever gonna happen to me again. Man, I always stay on the offense, not the defense. I'm always forward thinking. I mean, I've always been that way, but I just I wasn't consistent. That was the problem. I wasn't consistent. I'll do something for a while, couple weeks, couple months, quit, or I start slacking off, like most people do. It's kind of like going to the gym. You know, most people they want to lose weight, right? So it's let's just say it's October. The day's the 30th, but let's say it's October. Most people are contemplating of, hey, how I'm going to lose this damn weight. January is coming upon us soon, and I want to go to the beach next summer so I can get in a bikini, right? Women are thinking like this right now, right? What diet I got a diet program, and what gym do I have to go to, and how much it's going to cost? Come late January, mid-February, the gym is going to be empty. The only people going to be in there is the regulars and a couple stragglers from the new crowd. And this is consistently happening for the past, 15 years. And I know a lot of these people that work are on these gyms. And so they give me the inside scoop of how this usually go. Because that's where they make most of their money in the beginning of the year. Most of these gyms, private gyms, public gyms, they don't even matter. They make most of their money in the beginning of the year. From January to March. That's where the majority of their money comes from. They make so much money in the beginning of the year. If nothing happens the rest of the months, it don't even matter. Damn. Y'all raking in the dough, man. I am in the wrong business. I got to get in the gym business. God damn. You know? So you got to be consistent. And that's the problem that I had, back in the day. It doesn't matter what it is. You just have to be consistent. You got to kind of be a student to the game. You got to study. Whatever of interest to you, you have to study. And you have to understand human nature. See, nothing really changed until I really understood that. Once I came to that conclusion, see, I can almost anticipate what most people are going to do based on how they grew up, where they grew up, their personality, and their economic status. I can almost anticipate what most people are going to do. I can almost anticipate what they're going to say if I talk to them within, 5-10 minutes, just based on, like I say, where they're from. Because I always ask people where they're from when I meet them. That's usually the first or second question I ask. Why do I do that? Because that gives me a little idea how they've been conditioned. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody that's from New York City. Oh, are you from New York? Oh, okay. You're a big city girl. You like that fast life. Got that, you might be cutthroat. Cutthroat like a motherfucker. I know that's what you're used to. If you get a chance, you stab me in the back. If you can get away with it, or at least if she feels like, this is very important, if she feels like she can get away with it, that's very important. Someone has to feel like they can get away with it. Because if there's no consequences, it's easy to make a decision to do something to take advantage of somebody if there's no consequences. This is why most crime in a lot of these other countries are low, because the consequences is either jail or death. And a lot of people aren't ready to die yet. And they don't want to go to jail because that's suffering in these other places. Hey, the jails in these other countries, they ain't like it is over here. You know? And see, that scares a lot of people. They be like, oh, no, I'm not stealing anything. They'll cut my hand off. You know? They having consequences raw in these other countries. So see, that's why most women, they don't take advantage of certain guys because of that. They feel like, hey, he ain't the one. If I do that with him, he gonna come back with something. Hey, man, that's fear. Hey, look, fear works. It works 100% of the time. Fear works. I know some guys say, well, you shouldn't use fear against the woman. Well, she'll use it against you if she can. I just told you. You know, I think it's human nature. I mean, you got to think about it like this. Some of these men and women, I mean, let's just say, let's call a spade a spade. Some women that you know personally, just look at them. Just listen to them talk. I mean, who the hell is going to take this woman serious? God damn. I mean, what else do she have? She has to run game. At least try to anyway. There's nothing else there. Ain't nothing else there. She ain't fun to be around. Once you get past the sex, you don't want to be around her no more. After about the, fifth or sixth time. It start getting old now. You don't want to be around her no more. Because she's not a fun person. She's not a nice person to be around. It's hard to be in the same room with her after 6, 12, 24 hours of the day. She's a damn headache. There's no sex in the world worth a damn headache. Shit. Now, check this out. Maybe when she's younger, some guys will tolerate that bullshit. But as she get older, you'll be like, oh, wait a minute now. God damn it. You ain't as young as you used to look now. You don't look as you used to look. I ain't trying to hear no more of that now. You over here looking like Huggy Bear and shit. Shut your damn mouth. And that's what usually happens. So when the dudes get tired of these older women, they'll get rid of her and go get another woman that's younger. Yeah, they get tired of that nonsense. And see, a lot of older women think that they can get away with the same nonsense they did when they were young. No, it don't work that way. The older you get as a woman, your personality should get better, not worse. But see, a lot of women never had a personality in the first place because they didn't need one because they were dependent on one thing, which is a recipe for a disaster. Just like I said, a recipe for a disaster, depending on one thing and one thing only. And P.S. by the way, hey, go get my books, all of them. Boss Life Secrets, Love Can't Wait. And even the first book, Chicken's Guide to Letting Women Come for You, Sex, Lust, and Lies. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah. Go get them all. Just go to my website, chooseyourrelationships.com. You can find it all there, or just go to Amazon. You know, because I play to win, man. That's how I do it. You know, and you never be confused ever. Hey, the good news is this: you never be confused again about how this shit really works out here. See, everything almost 90, at least 90% of things that you hear or see, it's not what it is. Sad but true. You can't even get a job. No, not a job. That's you. You can't even buy a car without getting not necessarily, you might not get scammed, but something won't be the way you thought. You can't even get a job without thinking, hey man, I'm having a hard time with this because you've been lied to. It's like, look, the reason why you didn't get the job, hey man, it really had nothing to do with you, really, personally. It only takes one person to say, hey, I don't like this person, and you won't get the job. It ain't really had nothing to do with, it's really a company thing, really. Yeah, that's what it really boils down to. Whether you get the job or don't get the job, it ain't really had nothing to do with you. Really. Now, sometimes, some people, at least they think they might have said something or did something. Yeah, maybe, but looking at the bigger picture, bigger scheme of things, whether you get the job or not, it ain't really got much to do with you. Look, they know you qualified before you got the interview. They know you qualified. They just want to call you in there, see how you talk, your demeanor, to see, this is what they say, to see if you fit in. Whatever that means. Fit into what? What do you want me to fit in? Oh, I know what it is. The company culture. But what the hell is the company culture? What does that really mean? And how many people you really have that fit in this company culture? Get out of here. You didn't get the job. Someone just didn't like you. That's all. It ain't had nothing to do with no education, your background. What else? You didn't dress right. Or you didn't answer the question right. Man, that's all garbage, man. Knock it off. And it ain't, see, nobody's going to tell you, even an HR person is going to lie to you. You know why? Because if she tell you the truth, she won't have no job. So you got to play this little game to get a job. So you might have 1, 2, 3 interviews. And this might go on for a month or two. And then you find out after 2 months, a month, 3 months, you're not going to get the job. Get out of here. This is nonsense. And that's how it is, man. Even if you buy a house, the same shit. You don't really know what you're buying unless it's brand new. You really don't know. Same with a car. You really don't know what you're buying. By the time you figure it out, months have gone by. Best you can do is have somebody that have bought cars in the past, or have somebody that have bought a house in the past with good judgment, of course. Somebody that you trust. So you won't get hoodwinked. But if you go at it by yourself, it's almost 95% chance you're gonna get taken advantage of. Hey, that's how it is out here. Everything's corrupt. Everything's but a buck. That's what Ice Cube said. Everything's a scam. It's capitalism. He was right in that song. Shelly, what's up? Be careful, Sean, man. Men get older too, and if they don't take care of themselves, end up with diabetes, high blood pressure, release or impotence, and other things. Watch how y'all treat these women. Oh yeah, of course. Of course, you have. I think everybody should take care of themselves. You know, but there's a double standard, Shelly. When it comes to guys, unfortunately, it don't really matter what shape a guy's in. There's some women that will always warm up to him. It's a double standard. I mean, there's some double standards that go swing in the women's favor as well. So, you know, but everyone should take care of themselves, men and women. But people aren't doing that as well as they used to. You know, and see, when it comes to us guys, Shelly, we don't have a clock. We can produce kids at any age, as long as you're in good health, you're not shooting blanks. You know, but me personally, I don't treat older women badly. I just don't spend a lot of time around them. That's my preference, you know, because a lot of older women have a lot of baggage. They tend to have a lot of baggage. Now, are all older women like that? Of course not. There's some older women that I'm around. I've known them for what? 10, 15 years. And we're cool. We have a great relationship. But the exception don't make the rule. That's the thing. I wish it wasn't true, but that's usually how it go, man. You know? Now, I have a 60-year-old woman. If you look at her, you'd be like, damn, she don't look 60 though. But she's very positive, loving, caring, nurturing, everything. But she's still 60 years old. You know, like what? It is what it is. You know? What's that? What's sad is in like corporate America, most people hate being there, but they'll adapt and adjust and be cutthroat to stay in a place that they hate. Yeah, that's true. I don't know how they do it. I ain't really I don't know how they stay in them jobs like that. Even a brand new house, you don't know, Sharp. Some contractors cut corners. Yeah, they do. You don't really know unless, you know, hopefully you're around somebody that knows what you don't know. And the young ones don't have baggage. No, not really. No, unless she was, she had problems with her parents, or she from a broken home, or maybe she got molested or something like that. But for the most part, no. You're too young. If you're 25, 28, you're kind of too young to have baggage. I mean, like I said, unless you're from a broken home, you have problems with your parents, or something happened, she got molested, or some crazy tragic situation happened, you know. I mean, I'm sure, Shelly, you know some women that are like this. There's some women that older women that you don't like being around them. You know women that's like this. I'm not making this up. There's some older people that I know. I don't like being around them. They're very negative. You know, they think their situation is unique. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, it was like, dude, we're not kids no more. Stop telling me about how many phone numbers you got. No, I understand. He said, no, I understand. Men should date and marry younger women, but are they going to be loyal? Do they have integrity, good character? Well, you should be. You have to filter. You have to know what you want as a guy when it comes to that. As far as in loyalty or having integrity or good character, regardless if she younger or older woman. So that's based on the guy. That's up to him. You know. It's funny, so I worked for corporate companies years ago. I was working with the white guy who told me he can't stand working with the company and hates it. The next week, he actually got fired. For real. The next day, he showed up at work at the job in a brand new suit and a haircut. The company called the cops on them. So the company called the cop on him. It happens, man. I'd actually I never seen nobody got the cops called on them at work to be escorted out of the building. I never seen that before. I've heard stories about that. I've heard the FBI showed up, the deputy sheriff showed up and served them, or one of those servers showed up and served people at jobs. But I never seen nobody. I never seen a cop escorted anybody out the building. Before. I never seen that before. Yeah, but I've heard about it. But most people, man, they hate their jobs, man. That's pretty common. Pretty standard. I've been hearing this type of talk ever since I started working these jobs. People hate their jobs. I'm gonna just quit, get another job, man. Damn. They slave to the money. And I'd be like, yo, you hate the job, but what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Your situation. Everything gets quiet when you ask that question. You know? That's where the rubber meets the road. You know why? Because most people don't want to do anything different. They just want things to be cushy, more comfort. They want more comfort. That's what most people really want. More comfort. They don't really want to change anything. That's based on my experience. You know. But hey, it's your life. And like I always say, nobody's going to care about your life as much as you. Yeah. So go get my stuff. Go get all my books, and I promise you, you never see relationships the same ever again on Amazon.com. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.